Every single time. Every single time. Hey, how's it going, guys? Kaptain Kuba here. I don't know if you heard the previous intro or not, but welcome back. Today, Members Hangout is back. This is something I haven't done in a while because I just didn't think there was anything interesting for us to watch. And I was saving... Hold on, I can hear something. There, let me just mute this thing. And I was saving Untangling God of War and raising Kratos, so it'd be closer to the release date of God of War Ragnarok. So now that we only have like 3 or 4 weeks left, like I thought like might as well react to it now before God of War 2018 becomes a thing of the past. Because let's be honest, as much as we love God of War 2018, once Ragnarok comes out, that's gonna be like the main focus here. Like no one's gonna be talking about God of War 2018 anymore. At least that's how I think it. But I do want to thank every single one of my members for supporting the channel monthly. This is the least I can do. This is nothing in reality, but it's just fun hanging out with you guys and just talking to you guys a little bit. But yeah, Untangling God of War is apparently like the best God of War video ever made. Not apparently, I watched it once. What I mean by this is that I didn't fully watch it. I think I was on my bike and I was listening to it mostly. Like whenever I had to stop, I would watch it. And I gotta say, like the guy's narration, the guy's script, like the effects, the editing is so well done. It truly is one of the best God of War videos ever made. I don't really remember much of what he says. I know it's about the absence of Loki in the God of War universe, which I thought was really interesting. His take was really interesting. He did actually, Golden. Were you guys betting on something that I would mess up the intro or something? I'm sure you were. Like the good old days, 3 a.m. God, I missed this. I'm so sorry, and hot. Today, Conan and I had a pretty busy day, so I thought it was better to just push the stream to 5. I had a chance to do some editing of one of my videos, and now it's just a quick hangout with you guys. Today I thought the video was going to be longer. I thought it was going to be over an hour long, but it's actually 36 minutes only, which is, I don't know. In my mind, I always thought it was much longer. But hey, let me just thank everyone here. Anthony Barrios, Murad Designs, Luke Linton, ZNX on YouTube. What's up? Goldening. K, I think Anhad. Damon. K. Alex Lupo. Dude, a long time no see, man. How you been? Man, it's been a while. Raging Roki? I don't know. I don't know how to read. What's up, man? I appreciate it. Ben Clark, and that would be it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. So this is Untangling God of War. Usually when I do one of these member hangouts, I stop it if I see a comment that interests me and I read it and we discuss it. So even though it's only 36 minutes, I'm sure we are going to get into the 1 hour mark. Although I'm not really sure if there's much I can talk about in this video because it's not really a lore video. It's just about, it touches upon lore, but it's all about like the storytelling mostly, right? Which is something that interests me now. I'm not gonna stop talking now. I've been talking too much. Let's just do it. Let me know if you guys can hear it okay, by the way. Yeah, I only wish I had like this level of editing. Just
Loki is not an easy character to remove from Norse mythology. When it comes to the storytelling devices of the 9th and 10th century Vikings, Loki was a primary one, as the god of mischief's lust for conflict was often used as the tool to shake up the natural order of things. Loki's actions were responsible for the feuds and even deaths of many gods and giants, creation of the cosmos' greatest monsters, and is seen leading the charge against the gods of Asgard during the final battle at the end of everything.
I'm not stopping it to just add information. I'm not saying like he's got it wrong. He's got it right, but there's also like there seems to be like theories within Norse mythology scholars that Loki's like is about the same age as Odin as well, and he's one of the main gods, but the story of how they met has been lost. It's actually what one of my videos is about. It's about the blood oath. But I'm not gonna spoil my video here. I keep doing that. I'm not doing that here. But thank you so much, Hussein. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Hussein Adin, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Spartan Soldiers. Only 3 weeks until Ragnarok. Damn, that doesn't feel real. It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Ragnarok. The etymology of his name points to the Germanic word lok, which denoted things to do with loops, like knots or locks. He is the character that tangles plots and complicates relationships. Renowned master of Norse myths, Kevin Crossley Holland, writes that without the exciting, unstable, flawed figure of Loki, there could be no change in the fixed order of things, no quickening pulse, and no Ragnarok. Loki is the catalyst for change in Norse mythology, and so any attempt to remove him from the stories would require an enormous amount of rerouting of the events to cover up the holes left in his absence. And yet, this is exactly what the writing team over at Santa Monica Studios have managed to achieve in their original Norse-based adventure colossus, God of War.
Look at that. It's Thor.
Thor,
Such a cool video.
God of thunder.
How does he do all
That's
that?
right.
I'm mostly watching this video to try and copy his style. I mean, not completely copy it, because my style is more of a lighthearted one. And this is more of a video essay, but god damn it, the editing is so good. It feels like a movie. I freaking love this video. And I feel like I shouldn't be watching it right now, because lately I have been going through a lot of, through a big, what do you call that? Imposter syndrome, when I don't think my videos are good enough. And I've actually scrapped a lot of videos recently because I'm like, this is not good enough. And I never used to do that. And I think it comes from a place that I don't feel like my content's good enough, right? But goddamn, this guy's good. Beyond Level, welcome to the Spartans, man. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. A lot of keyframes. What are you talking about? Kuba taking notes. I have to, man. I have to. Why does Thor hammer look different? Okay, yeah. So a lot of questions I see when it comes to God of War is people either correcting me or telling me something about like how statues are designed or how characters are painted on murals, right? A good example of this, yeah, it's the hammer. Why does the hammer look different? There's not an actual lore reason for it. It's just that the statue itself was created like that for a purpose, and the purpose is to show like how mighty Thor is, right? And he doesn't look nowhere near as heavy, right? He just looks lean, like a hero, right? And the hammer, I don't know about the hammer, to be honest with you. Like the hammer is probably because they just didn't have an idea of what it was going to look at the beginning of development when it came to God of War 2018. And then it took the form of what we saw at the end of the game. I don't know. But the same applies with the mural, right? Like people tell me that the man in the mural can't be Tyr because he's bald. For one thing, they didn't know the design of Tyr back then. There's a lot of questions fans have can be answered with the story demanded it, or it's just they didn't think about it then or something. It's very simple sometimes. Yo, Sinful, what's up, man? Welcome to this bunch of sinners here. Welcome. I appreciate it, man. The red Omega symbol on the new members looks so clean. It's honestly, the Omega symbol is the symbol that looks the best for members, because look at Goldening. He's got the blades and all, but they don't pop as much. They just don't look as good. True Spartans will support you, mate. Post all your content. Thank you so much, Dylan. I appreciate it, man.
I never thought you listened when Mother spoke of the gods.
I seldom did.
God of War's story follows Kratos, an ex-general demigod from Sparta, and his son Atreus, as they take the ashes of Kratos' late wife and mother to Atreus, Faye, to the highest peak in all the realms.
This is incredible!
The journey pushes
kinda
and
hard,
pulls the two all across the cosmology of Norse myth, where they encounter almost the entire pantheon of Norse characters.
It's the world serpent.
I mean, I said I wasn't gonna correct him, but the entire pantheon of Norse mythology. Come on, dude. We only saw Baldur, Magni, and Modi. There's a lot more. I mean, you see Freya as well, right? But all right, okay, I'll give him a pass, because sometimes when you write scripts, you have to say certain things to propel you into the next point, right? So I get that. I've done that before. I pretty much did it in my next video. I'm not gonna tell you which part, but yeah, bro. There's no way Ragnarok is coming out in 20 days. Who said that? Who said that? But yeah, Simple is the day's going okay. Thank you for asking, man. I appreciate it. All right, let's keep going.
So much bigger than I imagined.
But while there is a special emphasis placed on the discovery and retelling of these ancient Norse stories, the myths are being sent off in directions different to the source material.
I love it.
This is because the character of Loki has been completely removed from the mythology, leaving no trace or mention of him anywhere throughout the story. That is, until the very end.
All these drawings. This is our story.
At the end of the journey, in the great twist before the credits roll, Atreus learns for the first time the name given to him by Faye, his mother.
I guess there's just one thing I don't understand. My name on the wall. The giants called me... Loki?
I'm starting to sound like a bit of a, not a jackass, but someone who's a bit of a jerk, like I'm correcting him or something. But I'm not correcting him, I'm just offering another theory. Theory. What I mean by theory is that he says that the reason why the story, the events of God of War changes because Loki's absent, right? I would have to watch the whole thing, right? But I'm not sure about that. For one thing, the whole Loki reveal thing happened like very late in development, if I remember correctly, right? It just one day the two writers came up to Cory Barlog and like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we have Loki at the end? So the story was gonna be mostly the same, right? Just Baldur, them spreading the ashes, right? All of these events were set up, and then the writers had the idea of like, maybe Loki, you know, there should be a plot twist at the end, like a minor one where Loki's revealed to be Atreus, right? Atreus is to be revealed Loki. So I'm not sure if like the events changed because of Loki's absence, but I just know for a fact that Santa Monica loves like mythology because they get to tell their own story with it, right? But anyway, let's just keep going. Hey, Alex Lupo, welcome back, dude. I appreciate it. Anyone else that can get lag? I'm not seeing it on the playback. I'm looking back at it and I'm not seeing anything.
Loki.
This moment, being the first and only time the name Loki is used throughout the journey, suddenly highlights the removal of it in the story. Because
and what I was trying to say with the previous point is that at what point do we create art, you know, because it's like he's making this interpretation, at least that's how I see it, right? He's given his interpretation of it, but his interpretation makes the story much better. And if you assume that Santa Monica went in with the plan of like removing Loki and see what would happen, right? But yeah, anyway, yo, Camby, thank you so much, man. Guys, there's a free membership right there up for the grabs. Thank you so much, Camby, for doing that. That's amazing. I keep forgetting about those. I did them like twice maybe, and then I forgot about them again. But thank you so much, Camby. All right.
Loki is only a child in God of War. The comings and goings of adult Loki from the myths are naturally non-existent yet, and this leaves sizable holes in the architecture of the mythology. And yet, this new mythology doesn't collapse. And this is because the God of War team filled the gaps with myths that have been reinvented to accommodate for Loki's removal.
It's so cool.
But the God of War writers don't just fill the gaps and walk away. When comparing these reinvented myths with the original texts, we begin to see that the writers are actively using this reinvented mythology to help them land a much larger story goal.
You were just an animal.
It's a long and twisted thread full of knots and loopholes, but by untangling God of War's mythological tapestry,
You will never change.
we see the full picture.
I think I've said this before, and I shouldn't judge the game before it comes out, but I think, much like God of War 3 having the best combat in the series, I think it's going to be very, very hard to get rid of, to topple God of War 2018 story. I don't think you can. Like, and it doesn't mean that the events of God of War Ragnarok are not going to be better. I'm sure like it's going to be more action focused, and maybe I'll even prefer the story a lot more. But I'm talking about like writing itself, like the amount of work that went into these characters in God of War 2018. I'm not sure if that'll ever be achieved again. I have my fingers crossed, okay? And I sound like such a negative guy whenever I say these things, but I like to stay realistic, right? God of War Ragnarok has so many characters, and I don't know how they're gonna do it, man. No, I did not miss anyone. Let me read your Unders. Also, I think that when Kratos looks sad in the game trailer, he looks sad, and I think is when Odin gets to Atreus to convince him. I'm not... Just watch my next video, Jormungandr. Just watch it. Thanks for spoiling my video. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, the scope will mean less focus on characters. Exactly. Yeah, like with God of War 2018 and Maker Chronicler. What's up, man? Welcome. with God of War 2018, like you have this focus of these two characters, and you just see them grow. It's the same thing with The Last of Us 1. It's just like a focus on Joel and Ellie, right? I don't know if you'll ever get that again in a God of War game. I'm hopeful though. I'm hopeful.
Norse myth already has a complicated history, as almost everything we know about it comes down to only these two manuscripts, the Eddas, namely the Poetic Edda and the Prose Edda. Unlike the Greeks with their thoroughly documented mythology, or the thousands of manuscripts on the New and Old Testaments, the Vikings never wrote anything down, and so all we've been granted are a scattering of Viking poems that have miraculously found their way down through the centuries. The Poetic Edda, also known as the Codex Regius or King's Book, was unearthed in 1643, but dates back to being written 400 years earlier. Judging by subtle time period inconsistencies in the text, the Codex Regius is actually thought to be a copy of an original manuscript written sometime around the beginning of the 13th century, which has never been found. The Prose Edda, on the other hand, is the important work of Norwegian chieftain and scholar Snorri Sturluson, who in roughly 1220 compiled the second manuscript to help those interested better understand the unique poetic techniques used in these poems. In his book, The Viking Spirit, independent scholar Daniel McCoy writes that, like any other scholar, Snorri was all too human, sometimes misinterpreting sources and filling gaps in the narrative with his own imagination. This was done in the groping attempt to make the Norse beliefs seem closer to those of Christianity, which at that point was the local religion after the Christianization of Europe began 2 centuries earlier.
I find that so fascinating, like the story of the history of like Norse mythology itself. It's the whole thing that the stories we have are not exactly, they're not completely real. Like this is not, they didn't survive completely. I keep dropping my things. Let me show you guys what I have in my hand. Hold on, because you guys are gonna, you guys probably hear the clicking and you're gonna start asking questions. Give me a sec. So, Connor, he got me this Fubi thing. That's what we call it. It's for people that just fidget a lot, and I always need to have something in my hands. If I didn't have this, I'd be playing with my camera, the little camera cap thing. It's just something that I like the clicking, and it relaxes me, right? And as much as I love these like magnetic rings, one of their flaws is that I keep dropping them. I love them, right? I learned about them through Markiplier, and then Connor, he got them for me. But what was I saying? Yeah, like the stories of Norse mythology we have, they're not exactly the ones that were originally written. And I find that fascinating that Snorri, whatever his name is, he added his own imagination, and that became part of the canon, right? And I think I said this a while ago, but the same thing is going to happen hundreds of years from now when people look at God of War. God of War is going to helping change mythology itself. Like people are going to be, they're going to be like, hey, where's Kratos? What happened to Atreus? Like, they're going to assume these characters are real, and then might even make it into future stories. I find that fascinating. Godslayer, thank you so much, man. I hate to say it, but I love the focus on the story, but maybe we need more action since 2018 held back a bit of boss fights compared to 2 and 3. I don't know. I agree. Something that I've learned this year a lot is that you can prefer something and still be objective enough to say that something else is better, right? And that's what I mean. I love the story of God of War 2018, but it does take its time. You know, it's a slow burn, and then you eventually, it's slow because it's crafting all of these moments so they land properly whenever they happen, right? And it's slow, but it's a good story. But I agree with you. I miss like the action, the fast pace of God of War 2 or 3, right? But yeah. It's under Super Chat on my second. Oh, you're talking about Hot. Okay. Yo, Primordial Scorpion, welcome to the Spartan Soldiers, man. I appreciate the support.
Resulting in heavy debate over the storytelling purity of the texts. And so from these two sources, time-worn manuscripts containing many contradictions, loopholes, and missing pieces, we have most of what makes up all modern knowledge of Norse mythology. The God of War team do a good job at honoring the pieces that do exist from the incomplete Norse myth jigsaw. But this isn't to say that these pieces aren't rearranged to serve the narrative goals of their story, which is to ultimately provide a world that encourages transformation for the protagonists.
Stop it!
Again! You are clearly not ready.
Both Kratos and Atreus are broken characters at the start of the story.
What are you doing? Now his guard is up.
Much like the Eddas, Kratos has a complicated and damaged history, and this secret past manifests into parenting philosophies that grate against Atreus' natural posture for compassion.
I can't.
But for better or worse, these two opposing forces of pride and compassion slowly begin to crack the other.
You were teaching him how to be a god, and he was kind of, in turn, teaching Kratos how to be a human being.
This noxious combination results in a father and son story full of destruction and betrayal, but with the aid of the adventure world around them and the reinvented Norse myths that come attached to it, the two are guided towards a realm of healing. As we're about to see, the God of War writers used this new Loki absent mythology to double down hard on three primary themes that help Kratos and Atreus in their transformation.
I forgot to say at the intro of the video, I have a pinned comment here in my chat that just says like go and support the guy, because this is only a reaction video. Like this is like easy content. I love like hanging out with you guys, but this is easy for me. I'm not doing anything here. This guy put in all the work so you guys can be hanging out with me. So one thing, whenever the stream ends, just go into his video, click it, and just hit like at the very least. I also encourage you to share it and comment, okay? Because that's how you help creators. So go ahead and do that once this live stream's over, because essentially that's like my way of repaying him for just allowing me to have this fun time with my community. So yeah, I need to check his channel to see if he has done anything else in the past few months. I think he takes his time.
Helping to push this transformation along is the altered story arc of God of War's antagonist.
Is this my first time watching it? No, I watched/listened to it once before, but I have forgotten much of the video. And man, his style is just amazing.
Baldur.
I thought you
Nice
were
Lego.
bigger, but you're definitely the one. Long way from home, aren't you?
Baldur, thanks to Loki, is supposed to be dead. This legend starts in a poem called Voluspa in the Poetic Edda, is fleshed out more in Baldur's dreams, and given even more detail in the Prose Edda's The Death of Baldur. After hearing about Baldur's nightmares which prophesy his death, Baldur's mother, Freya, personally requests an oath from all things to never harm her son. Every rock, tree, mountain, river, virus, animal, and being across the 9 realms agree, all except mistletoe. Considering mistletoe to be too young and innocent a vine, Freya skips it. But after learning of this and crafting an arrow from some nearby mistletoe, Loki convinces Baldur's blind brother Hoth to throw it at Baldur during a game where the other gods put Baldur's new immortality to test. Believing he is part of the game, Hoth throws the arrow and Baldur drops dead.
That tree which seemed harmless caused a terrible sorrow when Hoth took a shot.
The beginning of this tale remains completely intact in God of War, in that Baldur does become immortal thanks to the oaths Freya collects. But due to adult Loki's removal, Baldur still lives.
I wonder, I might make this into a poll. How many people actually realized that in God of War Baldur was gonna die thanks to the little mistletoe arrow Kratos puts on his thing? Because before the game came out, I had read the mythology and I had known a little bit about these stories. I knew about Kratos' curse and how he died and all that. But when I was playing the game, I never realized that, oh, that might be something the story's telling me, right? Because it's so focused on the characters of Kratos and Atreus that you don't really think about the mistletoe. You're only thinking like, deep down, Kratos does care about his son and he's just trying to teach him, right? But the game is like sneaking in like the mistletoe arrow. Like, I wonder how many people knew when that was happening, when you first saw it. Like, just let me know in the chat if that happened to you, that you just didn't know that. Oh, did it come to a surprise to you, or you knew that maybe that's where they were going? Just let me know, okay? I had no idea about it. Yeah, me neither. And it felt so much better at the end.
I want you to know one thing. I
I can't feel any of this. You've seen it with your own eyes. You can't hurt me. Nothing can.
The trajectory of Baldur's character, a god still unable to feel anything, has become one that is twisted by revenge. His mother's blessing now seen as a lifelong curse.
You had no right.
I had every right. I am your mother.
You had no right, witch. I can't taste. I can't smell. I can't even feel the temperature of this room.
Death has no power over you now. You would rather die?
Never feel again? Yes. Yes. I would rather die.
You deny it all you want, but you saved me, and that deserves compensation.
But curiously, mistletoe arrows do still find their way into the story.
What are these?
Braided mistletoe arrows, straighter than Heimdall and perfectly weighted.
Oh. Thanks?
Your quiver.
Strap broke when we
Yeah,
fought
see, it
Patricide.
just sneaks it up on you.
Endure. Faulty weaponry, we do not. Good?
Wait. Where did you get those? The arrows.
I want to make a top 10 things that absolutely don't make sense in the story of the God of War series. Of course, that's not going to be the title. No one's ever going to click it. But there's so many story things that just don't make any sense. I love this. I love how Freya can easily see a green thing on his clothing that looks suspiciously like the arrow she's about to take from his back, and she doesn't even realize it. It's just, that's one of those things. Gaia betraying the guy who almost killed Zeus and went back in time. It's another thing that doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of things in the story that you're like, come on, guys, like this is so obvious. Like, I feel like this could have been easily avoided if they had added some green on his armor a little bit, just a little bit, right? And it would also be cool because it serves as the Loki symbolism thing. I don't know if Loki's, cardinal color was green in the mythology, right? But at least with Marvel, it has become that, right? So it would have been a cool nod to see it at the beginning, right? Now I just realized the mistletoe reference. Just now? All right, okay. All right, maybe you played the game only once. It's all good, man. Hold on. Bro, Freya... Wait. Freya can't harm a thing. How does she... How does she have a skull of an animal if she can't harm a thing? I don't think she went out hunting. I don't think hunting is her style. I think she found... It's just funny thinking of her just coming across a dead cow or whatever that thing is. What animal is this? What do you guys think? Looks like a cow? No. I don't know. It's got horns. What animal is that? I think that's a mythological thing, is it? I'm not the best when it comes to the animal kingdom. But what was I talking about? Well, because she's focused on the big quiver. No, I get it. But come on, dude. We love the scene, but come on. Come on.
Give them to me, now. These arrows are dangerous. They're wicked. You find any more, you destroy them, understand?
Freya herself hints towards this mistletoe secret, but in an interesting twist of events, it is still Loki in a mistletoe arrow that is responsible for Baldur's demise.
No!
Freaking love that scene.
No! Atreus!
What is this?
I can feel this.
I can feel everything.
He's vulnerable now?
By repositioning this mistletoe arrow...
It's such a good video, man. Like, the editing is so freaking good. The pacing as well. One can only hope. I can only hope to ever be, like, as good as him. Yo, Goldening in, coming in with a save. He's gifting one of you guys a membership. Thank you so much, Goldening. I appreciate it, man. You know what? I'm gonna buy some of them because it seems like I don't want to buy gift memberships, okay? Let me see how many I can buy. Wait, that's not it. How do you do this again? Hold on. Unhard, thank you. You guys are so awesome. How do you do this? I forgot how you... Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna do it because I'm just people are just getting free memberships now. Okay, you guys don't give any more. You guys are being too kind. Let them get their own memberships. Next stream I'll buy like 5. But I can't really see it on my phone right now. It's okay. You just enjoy the show, guys. Don't spend your hard-earned money, please. It's just, you already have. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you. Big wins. Thank you.
Baldur and Freya's relationship is given a chance to play
Lego.
out. And the exploration of these relationships is the first reason for the reinvention of the myths. In order to spark change in Kratos and Atreus, the Santa Monica team surround them with a community of different relationships to learn from. The curious part, though, is that it's a community of broken relationships.
Guess I shouldn't be surprised. I did the same thing to my dad when I was his age.
He killed his own father?
From fathers, mothers, brothers, and sons, every single supporting character suffers from a family matter.
Oh, I can tell you a thing or two about family matters.
The two dwarf brothers, Brock and Sindri, are caught in a feud. These two characters are from a chapter in the Prose Edda, which involves Loki and the dwarf brothers in a contest to see who can design the greatest Asgard treasures. This includes Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, which makes an appearance right at the end of the story, and Freya's boar with golden whiskers, which makes an appearance when the two meet her in the forest.
The last of his kind in all the realm, and you shoot him.
While always seen working together in the Eddas, the dwarf brothers are navigating a damaged relationship in God of War.
I don't think he's gonna mention this, right? But because I don't know how much research he did into the lore of the series, but something I find really fascinating is that in the God of War universe as well, you get the same event of a bee or a bug of some kind what do you call it? Pricking Brock while he's making the hammer as well. And I've always thought it was interesting because it's like, how did this happen in the past? Like, the bug is Loki, right? Like, he's the one who takes the form in the mythology. In the God of War universe, is never you never hear that, right? But it's kind of implied. So I wonder if that's gonna be something Atreus will do in God of War Ragnarok. Will he go to the past and will he try to will he attempt to stop Brock from making Mjolnir? It'd be interesting if he does. PB, thank you so much, man, for the super chat. I love how so intelligently they wrote Kratos in Norse myths, and how events of the game still line up with the original myths when you squint hard enough. It's not about... This is the thing, people... I complain a lot of people have with games that tackle mythology is like, this is not how it happened in the mythology. I get it. You don't... At least for me right now, you don't want something that's completely different from the mythology. Like, I used to like Percy Jackson, but it's just because he was a kid with powers and I wanted to be him, right? But when I look at it now, I'm like, I don't care about like a modern take on... When I mean a modern, it's like a modern Greek mythology, like in modern day. Like, it's just, it doesn't look that good, right? But you also don't want the same story, because that's the whole point of mythology. It's supposed to just dance with the society. It's supposed to change and adapt to the society's rules and stuff. And I feel like that's why Santa Monica is so successful with the God of War series. The God of War series has a lot of things going for itself, but that whole thing of navigating... Oh shit, did I miss a super chat? No, I don't think I did. No. Okay. That's what I like about the God of War series, is that it takes these mythologies and just expands upon them. Like, it's not just the same thing or something completely different. I love that. Ghost Assassin, thank you so much, man. Being an OG fan, do you remember the old rumor about them, Kratos and one of the three wise men to meet Jesus with traveling between worlds a thing? What's your thoughts about them potentially doing that? I've made several videos on the whole topic of Christianity. Here's the thing. I in one of my videos, I called it Christian mythology, and people were pissed, right? I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything, right? It's just that I'm an atheist, and that's kind of how I see it, right? But people were offended, man. That was like the one time I almost got canceled, I guess. And that shows, to me, like, people being that upset shows that we're never going to see a God of War game that tackles those cultures in our lifetime. And that kind of makes me sad, that it's like, as a society, the society is not ready for that yet. And I don't think I'm going to live long enough to see it. I don't even know if the God of War series is going to live long enough to have a story like that. But I don't think we'll ever going to see that. Santa Monica knows it's too controversial. It'll never happen. But I'm open to it. I still don't understand how a spider killed Brock. It's a powerful spider, man. The Nickel Man, welcome to the Spartans, man. Thank you for the support.
According to a deciphered God of War cloth map, each forgot the location of an important treasure, which is an addition to the material. Another broken family unit is found in Thor and his sons, Modi and Magni, who are caught in a bitter competition between each other and their father after Magni gets all the praise for saving Thor when Magni was only 3 days old. This event is relatively accurate to the text and is found in the Prose Edda during the story of Thor and the giant Hrungnir, who falls on Thor after his stone head is smashed in by Thor's own hammer.
Magni, being Launder, got all the credit, and Modi remained bitter about it from that day to the end.
But Modi's involvement is an addition to the myth, as he's never mentioned in the Prose Edda, and this is used to explore the sons' terrible relationship with their father, which is given special attention in the story after Kratos kills Magni.
Thor, blame me. Me, for what you did to Magni. My own father called me a coward.
Looks like he did more than that.
That's really cool. See, I'm not. People think it's very flattering when people say like, "Oh, you should work for Santa Monica" and all that. I love it when people say that because it shows that they like my content. But I don't think they're right. I know practically nothing about storytelling itself. Like that's such a cool thing. Even though I watched this video, I just now realized that, oh my god, yeah, Modi is kind of like Atreus' feared personified of like, oh, my father doesn't think I'm good enough, right? Like it's him. Like Thor beat me for what you did to Modi, and they've always been that rumor that he wasn't strong enough. Like I'm not insightful like that, and this guy clearly is, and I love that. Godslayer, thank you so much. I miss God's growing giant. I think that's the only problem with the more grounded style of boss fights in the new era of God of War. I don't have that problem. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me that much, because you can still have giant bosses. They don't have to be. All of them don't have to be gods. I prefer the boss fight with Zeus in God of War 3 over the one in God of War 2, despite Zeus growing to the size of a titan, right? It feels more personal, and for example, a game like this, I would not want Magni to suddenly turn into a giant. Like it doesn't fit. Sorry about that. I had some coffee before. It just doesn't fit the tone, right? But you can still have giant boss fights. I don't know if we'll ever see a Kronos boss fight like to that scale at least, but I'm okay with the gods just being normal size. I don't know. That's what I like about God of War. It stays true to mythology with a twist. Take Aether, for example. It's still gonna kill Thor, but with the axe. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Let me read this comment. I hope that God of War Ragnarok includes some of the God of War Ascension's elements, like the inverse kinematics? You mean cinematics? Oh no. The Amulet of Ouroboros. Okay. The Norse version. Oh, wait, what? Elements like the inverse. Oh, you're asking like for the Norse version equivalent. Yeah, I mean, I would like deeper puzzles. Not too many though, but I would like some different puzzles. Kuba, were you also like, can't wait to see Thor and see what Odin looked like? When I was playing 2018, I wasn't sure if I was gonna see them, right? I was just so invested in the story, like the relationship between Kratos and Atreus, that I wasn't really wondering. It's like when I played God of War 2018, I slightly got out of my God of War fan mentality, and I was just enjoying the story. Right? I wasn't like, where are the bosses? Those problems came later. Like the realization of those problems came later, right? Not right away. Luke, thank you so much, man. Here's some extra hack silver for a Ragnarok armor. Appreciate it. Much needed, man.
For Kratos, all of these broken family events are designed to help him find his true north when it comes to being both a decent parent and a human being. It's like being fed bad food to remind us why we want good food.
Pretend to be everything you are not. Teacher, husband, father. But there is one unavoidable truth you will never escape. You cannot change.
I know you're a god. Not of this realm, but there's no mistaking it. He doesn't know, does he? About your true nature? Or his own?
The lie that Kratos believes is that controlling the truth is a strength. But just like how Freya's overprotection backfires on her relationship with Baldur, Kratos' attempt at withholding the truth that both he and Atreus are gods slowly begins to unravel the further the two push into the adventure.
Yeah, see, this is what the older games in the series don't have. Like, this level of, like, the story plays such a big part in this. Like, Freya is not there just for a boss or a 6 minigame. It's like, no, they took Freya because they thought, oh man, what if we take a parent that was overprotective of their son and, like, we use it to mirror Kratos and Atreus. Like, I can't do that level of writing. That's amazing, dude. That's amazing. And Mon comes in with a lore question or a theory question. Kuba, the new God of War article said, we'll go to the 9 realms and a pit stop on the way. What do you take away from that, Grease? That was my original thought, but I don't know if, like, they would hint at it, like, so blatantly. Like, that's such a big thing. And it also seemed to say that we're going to be seeing this pit stop within the documentaries. You know what? I think it might be Grease, because I just realized it said that this documentary was gonna be, they're gonna be feeding it to us for 9 weeks, right? And there's only 3 weeks until God of War Ragnarok comes out. Maybe we'll see this pit stop which is Grease, like, in one of the later weeks after the game comes out, so it doesn't spoil anything. Like, maybe they've done it like that on purpose. If they did, that's sick. Because think about it, like, the whole Tuesday thing is essentially racing Kratos. I don't think we're gonna get a racing Kratos documentary again. This is essentially what we're getting, right? And it's just cool. Spider FTW, welcome to Spartan Legionnaire, man. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much, man. And Gypsy Boy comes in with gifting 1 membership. You guys stop it. Stop it. But thank you, though. Thank you, Gypsy. I appreciate it. No Grease, please. Midgar, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Fan service is an important thing, okay? Too much of it, yeah, no. But if they can squeeze in like an hour mission where you have to go to Greece and get something, I think most people are gonna be down, okay? Pit stop has to be Tyr. How so? What are you guys talking about? What are you talking about? Dude, 21292. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says, not a member, just sending a bit of money. Did you know that the Amazon description of God of War Ragnarok says will be gathering allies? Yeah, I mean, that has been known for a while, that they're going to be gathering allies. I like that story. Imagine if it's 40 hours of us just gathering allies. We spend, I don't know, 2 hours in Muspelheim, then we spend 2 hours on Vanaheim. It'd be interesting if it'd be something like that. But, yeah, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Ivan Davila, welcome to Spartan Soldiers. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Thank you for the support. Oh.
Atreus.
Kratos' withholding of the truth begins to bleed into the physical world, becoming a poison that infects Atreus from the inside out.
What is happening to him?
I've seen it in mortals that some conflict of the mind expresses itself as an ailment of the body. Never in a god, but a god believing himself mortal. I can only imagine.
At this point, Kratos is faced with his first real emotional trial.
No!
As he comes face to face with the realization that the only way to save his son is by letting the truth free.
I can break the fever, but to heal...
He must know the truth of what he is.
Yes.
It is not so simple.
The second theme in God of War is one that hangs like a cloud over Kratos' battle with the truth.
Yo, oh shit. What if the pit stop they're teasing is just Ginnungagap? That's not considered one of the 9 realms, right? Yes, but we don't know for a fact that that's Ginnungagap. It's interesting because Mimir is not present in that scene, right? And I think there's only gonna be 2 times in the game that Mimir is not gonna be present. I think it's gonna be at the beginning of the game where Kratos and Atreus are out hunting and gathering stuff, and Mimir's gonna be back at home with them. But I also think lately I've been as much as I don't like the idea, I think that Mimir is getting a new body. I've been in denial for the longest time. I think it is going to happen. I don't think the artwork that got leaked, I don't think that's him. I don't think you people, that just look like a Norse character, right? But I don't know. I just think that maybe they're going with that because I see Mimir absent in a lot of the scenes. So it makes it hard for me to say when that moment takes place. The so-called Ginnungagap, we don't know what it is exactly. That's the best guess. But it could also be that. It could also be that, yeah. I'm not going to say it's not. Okay, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Wait. Oh, yeah, he did say something. Yeah. I would just like to say thanks for gifting. No, I mean, you thank these people, man. Like, these guys are the ones who gifted. Thank them, okay? And thank you for the super chat. Say that. Remember me when you played? Save that? Remember me when you played? What are you talking about? I don't know. Nah. Wait. Nah, was NWH. What is NWH? Was definitely more than a fan service. They did Tom's story real good. Tom, what are you guys talking about?
And again, the writers used Loki's removal to summon this theme up to the surface for everyone to see.
It's Skathi. Mother liked her. The great huntress.
The best example of this is the story Mimir retells regarding the shape-shifting giant Thiotzi and his daughter Skathi. According to the prose edda, Loki was blackmailed by Thiotzi in his eagle form into bringing him the goddess Ithun and her apples of youth. But through Loki's trickery, leads Thiotzi into Asgard, where he's killed by the gods with fire.
The holy gods soon built the fire. They shaved off kindlings and the giant was scorched.
Seeking revenge for her father's death, Skathi storms into Asgard. But as a sign of goodwill, Odin grants her 2 wishes before placing the eyes of her father in the heavens to shine like stars until Ragnarok. But without adult Loki in existence, this event in God of War plays out very differently. After Odin's marriage proposal to Skathi is refused, he tricks her into killing an eagle rumored to be hunting for Ithun and her apples. Excited to prove her incredible hunting abilities, Skathi finds and shoots the eagle.
When she collected her quarry, she found no eagle at all. But her own father, poor Thiotzi, slain by his own daughter.
This reinvention is used to drive home the second theme that cycles around again and again. Not just in this God of War story, but in the entire series of stories. A child who kills their parent.
The cycle ends here.
This theme plays directly into Kratos' complicated history of killing his own father Zeus, which is replayed later in a vision for both protagonists as a reminder of the decisions Kratos is trying to leave behind.
Come on, we gotta go!
You saw.
This family cycle of betrayal, also known as the cycle of Patricide, is a family curse that passes down from father to son, beginning all the way back at Kratos' grandfather, Kronos, who, according to Greek mythology, betrayed his own father, Uranus, who then cursed his entire family line to follow in the same fate.
Jeez, man. Part of the reason why I had to cancel the story recap is because I was taking so long with the whole primordial era of gods. Man, that was like difficult to write. I finally got it, but by the time I finished, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna finish the whole thing in time, so I had to scrap it. Mystic Pyzerm, thank you so much for becoming a Spartan soldier, man. Welcome. Look, Batman 00707. The time draws near. You must prepare yourself. Oh, I'm ready. I'm still waiting for my review code. My body's ready. Okay. But yeah, KB11. Welcome to Spartan Soldiers, man. I need to get to the members' comments. And Okami Memos. Welcome to the Spartan Soldiers. I have so many Spartans. Okay, I have more than 300 now. We can take on the Persians. Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me read Yvonne's comment. If they're bringing boy joke back, they might as well bring up Kratos dying for the 10th time. The pit stop is gonna be Valhalla. I mean, I would not mind that. I always liked the idea of God damn it, of Kratos dying at the beginning and him going to Valhalla. I think that's such a God of War staple that it wasn't in God of War 2018. That's fine, save it for later. But it's gonna come eventually. Like, he's gotta die and go to the underworld. It's such an iconic thing. I'm actually gonna deduct 1 point from the story if it doesn't do that. I'm actually not gonna do that, but I think that's something If we don't get Greece, at least we get that. Come on, Santa Monica. One of those two things. Nudity. I believe pit stop is Valhalla too. But I mean, Valhalla is within Asgard, right? So I don't know how much that counts. Maybe Valhalla will be a place that we'll visit again and again. I would honestly love it. I don't know how it would work after the post-game part, though. But I would love it if Valhalla becomes like the Muspelheim challenge. Because that's where all the worthy warriors go to die, right? Imagine just having to fight these stronger enemies there in Valhalla, right? But maybe it's a place that will only go there once when Kratos dies. That'd be cool. I'd be either way. It doesn't matter. Valhalla is in Asgard. Yeah, I said that, yeah. Loki, man, your videos are great, and I can't wait for Ragnarok content from you. Yeah, it's gonna be fun once the game comes out, man. I need to play the game. I just need to play the game.
She was overcome with grief and shame. For there is nothing nature so reviles as a child who kills their parent.
Kratos comes from a history where compassion is seen as a weakness, and this is why he rejects Atreus.
It is a curse. The boy has been cursed.
But ultimately, Kratos withholds the truth about his history in the vain hope that it will help reroute his fate.
Don't leave without me.
I will not.
At this point, we see that things have begun to change, as Atreus' compassion has shifted the way that Kratos views the world, and by using Kratos' own son, the writers force Kratos to make an uncharacteristic choice in favor of a healthy relationship.
The truth. The truth. The truth.
Where's the music?
God, boy. From another land far from here. When I came to these shores, I chose to live as a man. But the truth is, I was born a god, and so were you.
But it's here, at the storytelling junction point, that the writers flip the roles of the characters.
I think I'm gonna like being a god.
This is the only part in the story that needed more time. But even Corey knew that. Corey knew, like, once he did it, it's like, it needs more time, but it's for pacing issues. Let me get to the comments. Julian Batista, thank you so much. The pit stop will be to the past. Will we blow the horn? I mean, I honestly wonder why I haven't made a video on the whole pit stop thing. What does that mean? What is the pit stop, right? But yeah, I'm open for any possibilities. Like, imagine if like a Realm Tear opens and we go into Egypt for a little bit, and that is the pit stop. That would be cool. I would take that over Greece. Maybe not. I don't know. Again, I'm not a writer. The pit. I read that just now. You had this theory a long time ago where Kratos goes to Valhalla and finds Baldur again. Yeah, I think, given that this is, there's only going to be 2 games in the trilogy, I think it would be cool if we just see Baldur again, like somehow. Like, I don't know if it's possible. I don't know what happened to his soul afterwards, whether he went to Valhalla or he went to Hell, or maybe he won't even be in the game at all. But I think it'd be cool to see the aftermath of his character. What became of him, right? Like, has he changed his mind about feeling things? I don't think he can feel anymore because he's dead. But yeah, the pit stop is Freya's house for a quick time event. Some people would like that. I've seen some people legit upset that the 6 mini games were cut from the game. Eric, welcome to the Spartan Soldiers, man. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Honestly, I thought I was kind of cringe about what Atreus said afterwards. Can I turn into a wolf? It's kind of cringy to me. I think it was. I think it worked because he's a kid, and kids say cringy stuff all the time, but we just shove it under the rug because it's just a kid. They just say stuff like that. So, but if an adult guy says that, I got powers, can I turn into a wolf? That would be cringy. But I don't think Atreus was cringy though. But Baldur died fighting. Don't get started on this, guys. Don't start with this. It's complicated.
Kratos is beginning to let go of control, right as Atreus begins to weaponize the truth about his godhood.
I can tell you a thing or two about family matters.
It's staying there. I'm not picking it up.
Your brother isn't as talented as you, and his work is junk.
Those things are accurate. Your point?
It's all you ever talk about, over and over.
Chronicler, if you're still, is he still? He's here. He's here. Okay, because you are a movie guy. Why are black lines something that filmmakers just gravitate towards? That's something that they did in The Order 1886, and I hated that. Like, it made the game worse for me. If they removed the black bars in The Order 1886, it would become so much more of a better game. I don't mind it in this video, because it's just a video, right? But why? Why is that an option? Why is that supposed to be more cinematic, right?
Do something about it or shut up already. We're sick of hearing about little people's little problems.
Can't help it. I gotta get it back.
Why did you speak to the dwarf like that?
He should know the truth, even if it hurts.
It was needless and unkind.
Truth is more important than kindness.
This line of truth being more important than kindness sums up the struggle that begins to boil between the two protagonists, as Atreus begins to place his godhood status above others. But the way the writers guide both Kratos and Atreus through this fog of morality is by telling stories about two other important yet invisible characters whose deeds are the subject of much discussion throughout the adventure. Tyr, the god of war from Norse mythology, and the vicious Allfather, Odin.
Well, hold on. I think I thanked Eric already. Hear me out. We will see Susie again, because Kratos is not a natural Norse inhabitant nor a Norse god, so we would see Susie. I'm not getting the logic though. I'm not understanding what you mean by that. If the pit stop is Egypt, the realm travel room will be locked by Amun-Ra. I'm gonna have to start reading Egyptian mythology as soon as God of War Ragnarok ends. I need to be ready, man. But the answer is, we think it's cinematic literally because people are used to seeing it for big movies. That's it. That's what I mean. It's lame. Why do they do that, man? Pit stop is Fortnite. He's just getting a boogie bomb for Odin. I mean, he has been in Fortnite. I guess that could count as a time diversion pit stop, right?
Odin's ways are subtle, and his purposes are...
Enough about Odin and his whole stupid family.
These two characters are used to establish the moral compass for the story. A very clear north and south polarization of how to use godhood, which is a storytelling philosophy foreign to the mythos, as the Vikings' pantheon is more or less an amoral one. But the fancy footwork of the writers can't be overstated here, as while Odin and Tyr's legacies also haven't escaped the ripple effect of Loki's removal, the point of their rerouting traces back to the same single detail the writers changed in the mythology. A detail that, while not involving Loki directly, involves the grisly world of Loki's children. In Norse myth, Loki is the father and mother of many monster children, and most of them appear in God of War, but at varying degrees of importance. On the Jormungandr shrine, Loki's entire family appears here in the oldest Viking rune alphabet, Elder Futhark, including Loki himself, next to his wife Angrboda, followed by their 3 children, the first being Hel, the half-girl, half-corpse child, who in the myths is sent by Odin to watch over the realm of the same name, and the second being Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent, who is very much physically present in God of War, thanks to being sent back in time during his cosmic battle with Thor during Ragnarok, which is an addition to the myths.
What else did the serpent tell you when you spoke? Kinda sounded important.
I'm sure it's nothing. He just said the boy seemed familiar to him.
Me?
But it's Loki's third monster child on the mural, Fenrir, aka Fenris Wolf, the ever-growing wolf giant, whose legacy in the Eddas impacts the destinies of both Odin and Tyr.
You know what's funny? I completely forgot about Fenrir. We saw that CGI trailer and he was in it, and I completely forgot about him. Like, oh man, this game is gonna have so many characters. I'm still worried, man. I need to play it to find out once and for all. No one. I mean, 2.9 ratio videos look great on cinema screens or ultra-wide screens. God of War 4 and ultra-wide looks amazing. Also, that format can be used to emphasize some scenes, make them more personal. Yeah, because that's the thing. It's just it makes them tighter, right? And that kind of gives the sense of, like, you know, focusing on it, right? I get that. Midgard Chronicler doesn't know anything about film. You heard it here first, okay? Atreus is gonna bang a horse. That's not gonna happen in God of War. I can pretty much promise you that. Okay, I don't think we're not gonna see a horse mini game. Press triangle to hold the. What do you call the horse hair? The one people hold on to? Is it mane? What is it called?
More gods makes me feel so much.
I know nothing about animals.
Maybe you feel a little too good right now. With power comes a big choice, lad. You can either serve yourself or put your godhood in the service of others, like Tyr did.
According to the Prose Edda, Tyr was the only god brave enough to feed the wolf after Odin and the gods agreed to raise it in Asgard. But upon seeing how quickly Fenrir was growing in size, Odin convinces the other gods to bind him in case he turned on them. After 2 failed attempts to bind him with regular chains, Odin turned to the dwarves, who by using an unusual group of ingredients created the unbreakable fetter, Gleipnir. Fenrir accepted the 3rd challenge of being bound by Gleipnir on the condition that one god placed their hand in his mouth to be chomped off if he could not escape. And Tyr, knowing full well that his hand would be sacrificed, agreed. Fenrir was successfully bound, and Tyr's hand was bitten off while the other gods laughed. And that's how the merciful Tyr got his nickname the One-Handed God, who in God of War is always depicted with both hands still intact, thanks to Loki's children not being born yet.
People really loved him, huh?
Aye, the god of war, but one who fought for peace.
But the God of War writers still harness Tyr's merciful nature to design a new legacy that shines like a lighthouse in the darkness for both Kratos and Atreus. On the Jormungandr mural, Tyr is seen positioned in the center, surrounded by the Midgard serpent, the 9 realms, and some runes. The 4 runes that surround Tyr translate into mercy, truth, peace, and unity, and it's these 4 pillars that Tyr stands upon as he tries to unite the races and bring peace to the realms.
Had a reputation for being heroic and lawful, using his power and knowledge to stop wars rather than start them.
So there are good gods.
Once in a moon, it's been known to happen, yes?
Such a good video, man. I end up forgetting that I have a chat here that's just trying to have a conversation with me, and I just get like sucked into the video. It's just so insightful, man. I think Kratos steps onto a light and sees Calliope there, or his first wife. That'd be interesting if it happens. But again, like that's the thing. That's the difference between like fan fiction and actual storytelling. It just you have to save everything you see in the screen has to matter, right? You can't just have like what is it called? What are we talking about? Like the whole Grease thing. Fandom? What is it called? Fan service for the sake of fan service. It's got to make sense to it, right? Like the reason why we love the Blades moment so much in 2018 is because it's symbolic. You know, he's going back. He needs to go into hell, which symbolizes like all the messed up thing he has taught Atreus, right? And he needs to get the things that screwed his life to begin with, right? And it's just so well done. It's not, oh, here's the Blades of Chaos, or here's Calliope. Like, Calliope has to play a role into the story. It's got to mean something. You can't just have Calliope in the Light of Alfheim. That scene you guys are talking, I think you're talking about that scene where he, in the new video we watched yesterday, where he tries to go into the light. I think we're just going to see Faye there, if he goes in there, right? Kuba, God of War Ragnarok is coming. Is it? Is it, though? Who told you that? Thank you, Mordecai. That trip to Greek mythos, I wouldn't mind as a detour. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it either. I think it would. It's got to make sense in the story. We can't just go to Greece for the sake of going to Greece. It's got to make sense, right?
But the reverse polarity of Tyr's open-handed nature is the control.
Are you winning, son?
Am I winning? Yeah.
Oh, I see you got your little foobie.
Yeah, I've dropped it like 30,000 times.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's the one annoying thing it has. Otherwise, it's amazing.
Yep.
What was your nap?
It was good. I have been contacted and summoned. Apparently, the Discord membership, there's an error with some people not being able to.
Yeah, I mean, I keep seeing. There's only one. I think there's only one guy complaining about that. I don't know what the issue is. I'm not really sure how to fix it.
Yeah.
I told him like the only solution I gave him was like cancel your membership this month and come back again and try. Like maybe it's a glitch or something.
Probably, but I'm gonna try to see if I can figure it out. I'm a one-woman IT group.
Yeah,
so
she is.
I'm going,
She is. Yeah.
Let me know if you have any trouble with your stream.
Yep.
I'm gonna be doing that for a
Remember to send the email to the other lady as well.
I'm not doing that.
All right. The real question is, how will the side content be handled? Yeah, that doesn't really bother me as much. The one that bothers me is through the side content, but after the game. Is this game gonna have a bittersweet ending? Is it gonna be a sad ending? If it's a sad ending, I don't know how Kratos and Atreus will stick around together. That's kind of my question. I just want to say, I want to play the game because I've never had so many questions about the story of a game or a movie as I've had with God of War Ragnarok. I've been closely looking at it for 4 years, right? And I'm wondering, what's the thing that's just gonna connect all of this thing together, right? Are you going to react to tomorrow's Resident Evil showcase? I didn't know there was a thing. I know today, like, they were showing Silent Hill, right? At the end, I might watch the Silent Hill reveal thing. You guys want
Path
to?
of the All-Father Odin. Much like Kratos, Odin is a character trapped inside his own grisly cycles of fate, and while only ever seen as a figure riding one of Loki's other monster children, the eight-legged horse Sleipnir, Odin's foreboding presence can be felt all throughout the journey as he leaves behind trails of destruction and death on his search for ways to reroute his fate.
Fate's a tricky thing, lad. And Odin's just arrogant enough to think he can get the best of it.
Fate is another lie told by the gods. Nothing is written that cannot be unwritten.
On that, brother, you and the All-Father may just agree.
Odin attempting to change his fate is consistent with the Eddas.
Yo, Wayne, welcome to the Spartans, man. Appreciate it. And Release, a member for 2 months. Just got here. How's everyone? I'm doing okay, man. How are you? Welcome. Instead of going to Greece, how about bringing Greece to Midgard? I think it'd be cool side quest to find the 3 Medusa sisters. Like, you start seeing a bunch of people turn to stone and find their... Here's the thing about the Greece thing. I should have made this video when this... I mean, I don't think I was making videos back then. This is before... So this is before... Okay. So a little bit of God of War 2018 history. There was initially what seemed to be a leak or a rumor of some kind. I don't even remember exactly how it was, but essentially it said that Sony was looking for someone to create creatures such as Medusas and Harpies or something. I don't remember exactly what the rumor was, right? And people rightly thought that, oh, it's a PlayStation game and they're looking for Medusas and Harpies. It must be God of War. We never heard anything about that ever since, right? Afterwards, like months after, the game got leaked via screenshots. I remember that. And that's when I started to get excited about the game. Like, oh my god, we're going to Norse mythology. Like, we saw him with an axe and stuff. But the initial leak didn't really... Let me see if I have it here. Hold on. I know I saved it in one of my 1,000 Google Docs. Give me just a sec. Is it links? Is it video ideas? I don't think it's here. And I gotta be careful because I have like I'm pretty sure I have something there that's private information on how to log into something. Keep it. Where can I buy the toy you have on your hand? Oh, I don't know what. Just go type in on Amazon like magnetic rings or something. I forgot what they're called. I'll ask Kanruhi before I end the stream to tell you guys. Is it here? Trust me. I think it's... I titled it Trust Me. Oh, man. I'm the best. I'm the best at, like, labeling things. Hold on. Yeah. A new God of War title appears on Veterans Characters Animators CV. I don't know what that is. We can definitely say that CVs are one of the most recurrent leak source. According to us, yesterday we spotted a shadow of more blah 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 blah. But the third one contains more than a simple title. It talks about a God of War project, more likely a cinematic trailer. On the resume page of a veteran animator, Harry Walton, we found what would be seen the upteenth, the hell is upteenth, oversight about a yet announced games. I suck at reading. Harry Walton boasts a very long career. Where is it? On the first line of the resume, the character animator states that he worked with Brainsuit Studios in 2015 for a God of War animation. So 2015, a God of War animation of Gorgon Hydra creatures for a special venue. See, we never heard anything about this before. And it was 2015. This was after God of War Ascension. So it was clearly when they started working on God of War 2018. It might have been like one of the first ideas, like, maybe we should stick to Greece, right? I love talking about like things that could have been the stories that they might have gone to Egypt. Maybe they would have stayed in Greece. But see, we never heard anything about this, right? So maybe Santa Monica has already flirted with the idea of going back to Greece again. It just didn't fit in the story of 2018. Because remember, God of War 2018 story was rewritten not at the last minute. Like, it was like when they were working on it, like they were working for a full year on this story, and Corey realized that they were working on the second game already. So they're like, oh no, we gotta have this thing, right? So maybe going to Greece was going to be a thing, and this is where it came from, right? Kuba casually tells himself to trust himself. Exactly. How old is it? Oh, I don't know. You would have to look on this thing. Yeah, March 30th, 2016. That's when this happened. So it was like around E3, right? I'm sure you were getting an early copy. If I don't, it's fine. It's okay. I'm going to be excited regardless. Could have been the dragons. Dragons have gargoyle wings. I don't know about that. I don't think it said gargoyles, right? Gorgons. Gorgons are the Medusas. Anyway, back to the video.
As the prophecies predict that...
Let me go back a little bit. I forgot what he was saying.
Odin's foreboding presence can be felt all throughout the journey, as he leaves behind trails of destruction and death on his search for ways to reroute his fate.
Fate's a tricky thing, lad. And Odin's just arrogant enough to think he can get the best of it.
Fate is another lie told by the gods. Nothing is written that cannot be unwritten.
On that, brother, you and the All-Father may just agree.
Odin attempting to change his fate is consistent with the Eddas, as the prophecies predict that it will be Fenris Wolf who brings forth Odin's ultimate doom during Ragnarok, whose role has now been replaced by the Giants in the wake of his removal.
He's convinced the Giants hold the key to changing his fate when Ragnarok comes. They are the Aesir's oldest enemies, after all, and it's their army that's supposed to do him in the end.
On the Jormungandr shrine, fate is predestined is spoken over all these events, and it's this idea of an unchangeable destiny that pushes Odin to use his godhood for ill, exploiting Tyr's truthful nature into gaining access to the Giants, whose entire race is then wiped out at the hands of Thor and his hammer.
But of course, the idea is control. Control of the future, control of his fate. He'd control every realm of every land in every world if he could. Every potential pocket of resistance, he seeks to eliminate.
He should pay for what he said about Mother.
I said no.
But we're gods.
We
can do whatever we want.
What are you doing?
This is a much better knife than Mother's.
From Odin and Tyr, Modi and Magni, Brock and Sindri and Baldur and Freya, everyone's reinvented legacies are all used as projections of what the future can look like, depending on the decisions Kratos makes here in the present. In fact, God of War's entire reinvented mythological world, from all of its broken relationships, cycles of destruction, and stories about control, is a world designed to constantly remind Kratos of the world he comes from, and to ultimately be a world that Kratos must reject in order to be truly free from his past.
Nobody cared about him anyways. What's the difference?
There are consequences to killing a god!
Why? How do you know? How do you know?
Watch your tone, boy.
Whatever.
But in order to rise above it,
Kratos... Stop for a second.
What?
Let me read the super chat. I'm so sorry, guys. Hold on. Kratos99, thank you so much, man. Kuba, on the giant shrines, we see Odin with an axe. Where did he get it from? Don't get me started on the axe then, because initially I had suspected that it was the Leviathan axe, because Odin doesn't have an axe in the mythology, and he's also depicted having a spear most of the time. Gungnir, right? So the axe is kind of weird. I don't know if it'll play into it. I always thought it was something, it had something to do with the first timeline where Kratos died or something. But I don't know if that theory is correct. That's one of those theories that I'm not exactly sure. Right? I'm not sure if this is completely right, but I do find it interesting that he wields an axe, right? To my knowledge, he doesn't have an axe in mythology, but I could be wrong though. Matt Sanders, thank you so much, man. Kuba, are you going to try another marathon run? This time, God of War 2018 and Ragnarok in one sitting. Want to make another wager with? I'm not gonna say here what I tweeted about it a while back, but no, I'm not doing God of War 2018 and Ragnarok at the same time. I'm gonna do one for God of War 2018 though. I wish I could make it longer than 11 hours, even though like it kind of killed me last time. But I wanted to be an all-day thing, so at the end at 12 a.m. you guys could go and download the game or just start playing the game, right? But yeah, I'm still doing one, but just God of War 2018. I don't know how long it's gonna be though, so you might not get some, okay? Kiba, do you think that Tyr will lose his arm because Fenrir has been confirmed to be in the game? I think he has to. It's just one of those iconic moments in mythology that I think fans are gonna be pissed if we don't see it some way or another, right? Of course it's gonna be original to the God of War universe. I don't think it's gonna be the same way of, oh, trust me, it's not. I think it's gonna happen in a fight. It's gonna happen. Maybe Kratos is the one who's gonna chop it off. I don't know if it's gonna be Fenrir. I don't know, but I do think it's gonna happen. All right. You watching Racing Kratos when? Maybe next week. Maybe next week we'll either be watching Racing Kratos or I'll do a stream where I try and put all the scenes we've seen so far in order. Like that might be a series I do up until the game releases. But I don't know. I'm debating still what we'll do next week. But yeah, let's go.
Your tone, boy.
Whatever.
But in order to rise above it, Kratos must look his history directly in the face. And this has been the role Atreus has taken on from the very beginning, in perhaps God of War's greatest reinvention of all. While the absence of Loki is used to guide Kratos to the precipice of true inner transformation, in the end, the push that sends him over the edge is the presence of Loki through Atreus.
No! You broke the gate! That was our only way to Jotunheim!
Without the exciting, unstable, flawed figure of Loki, there could be no change in the fixed order of things.
Let go!
Calm down, boy. You are not ready for this.
I'm ready!
Boy,
I think that's one of the lines that gets really it's understated. It's not given enough credit. Like that moment where Kratos pushes his son away, and he sees his son like getting ready to shoot him. He knows he's not gonna be injured like greatly by his arrow, right? But I think my interpretation is that, oh no, this push might have turned him into me. Like he's gonna end up killing me just like I did with my father. It's such a nice moment. It's like, wait, boy. I think he was going to say, I'm sorry. He didn't have enough time. And oh man, I think if that happened, I think I would have cried. I think Kratos saying I'm sorry to his son. Oh man. Yo, Kuba, did you see that tweet with the picture showcasing someone downloading Ragnarok on PS4? And it's like 100 yeah, I did see it. Yeah, last time I made the video on that topic, it was what, 90 gigabytes? Yeah, the game is gonna be huge, man. And I don't know where all of that space is gonna go to, like bosses, like story length. I'm excited. I'm beyond excited. You notice how the betrayal side quest was so relatable to Atreus and Kratos. Which one's the betrayal side quest again? I'll be honest, I think I only did the side content maybe 3 times max. I don't really stick around on my multiple playthroughs for the side content. I forgot which one that was.
And here I thought my family was fucked up.
Baldur!
No!
What did you do?
The Viking spirit concludes as Daniel McCoy writes in regards to the ceaseless development intrinsic to myth. The best way to stay true to the Norse myths and religion is to continue to reinvent them for one's own time and place.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. God of War is contributing to the growing of this myth. It's just God of War is gonna influence future people's retelling of this myth. It's insane to think about that. It's insane. The music in the background adds so much more to the video. Yeah, that's something. That's one of my biggest weakness when it comes to like video making. I am not the best at implementing background music. I go with the easy way, where it's just like I put like a theme that's relatively the same throughout, so it doesn't really change the tone of the video in any way. But yeah, like this, the real good stuff is when you mix like different tones, right? But that's something I'm gonna have to work on. I don't know if I'll ever get to this point, right? But we'll see, man. I wonder what the trophy set will be for God of War Ragnarok. I suspect that's gonna start to leak very soon, the trophy list, and whew, be careful with that, because that's where you're gonna get all the spoilers. Hey, honey.
Fixed it.
How?
Magic.
How'd you do it?
I just synced it manually.
You what?
I synced the members manually.
So, it wasn't synced for anybody?
Yeah, it wasn't syncing. The last time it said it was synced was last month. So anyone who's become a member between like now and like the 29th of last month, it was probably had trouble coming in.
Oh, okay.
Because it was supposed to manually sync, but for some reason like it just stopped syncing last month. I don't know if it was
Okay, so we gotta remember to manually sync it every once in a while.
Well, no, I'll just contact Discord and be like, hey, why is this not automatic? Because
okay.
Technically yes, and I'll do it, but it should do it automatically. So
right.
I'll contact them and be like, what's up? It's not
right.
doing it.
No. But yeah, thank you, honey. Well, for those members who couldn't join, Kanaruki has cometh through it. Okay, cometh through it.
Oh yeah. Well, let me know if you need any help coming through. I'm going to be resyncing it throughout the stream, just in case more members join in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let me know if you guys have any issue joining in. Yeah.
Just don't ask her God of War questions.
Don't ask me God of War.
That's the only thing she doesn't want. Okay.
Don't ask me God of War questions, and send super chats that say give Kona this raise.
Someone actually asked, Kuba, where can I buy the toy you have on your hand? He was asking about this, right? We got a fidgety one in the chat.
Yeah.
Well, what is it called? You remember?
I think it was magnetic fidget rings.
Okay.
I think is what it was.
Magnetic fidget rings. Okay.
I think it was on Amazon. There's tons of different ones. There's not just like one.
Mm-hmm.
So they should be able to find it.
It's so fun. It's just not fun. It's just like it really is calming. Anyway. I gotta get back to it.
Okay.
All right.
Is it? Are you almost done here? You got 6 more
almost,
minutes?
yeah. I always manage to turn these 30-minute videos into like 2 hours. Yeah. All right. I'll get back to it.
That $20, that's mine.
That's yours.
That's my raise.
That's your raise.
That's my raise.
She's not getting it. What? Thank you, honey. Appreciate it. Keep it on the giant shrine. We see Odin with an. Oh, I read that. I read that as well. Oh, I thought I missed some super chats, but I didn't. Okay. All right. I need those rings too. Well, they're just so. I don't know, if you're someone like me who's always fidgety, like I always have to have something in my hand. If it's not the camera cap, I'm just doing this with my hair bow, right? It's just, and these are perfect because you can play with them in so many ways. You can, let me see if it focus. You can kind of spin them around. I love doing this thing. I'll check it out. How do I do it again? I forgot. I just kind of play with them. It's just, to people who don't have this ADHD, they don't understand it, but it's calming. It really does, man. All right, let's go.
And so just how the Vikings used Loki to shake up the natural order of their cosmos, the God of War team also used him to shake up theirs, harnessing Loki's unstable and flawed nature to shake up the unshakable disposition of Kratos.
And that's
while the Loki in the Eddas is far from the compassionate Loki in God of War, the writers do stay true to Loki's catalyst nature and reinvent him to be the weapon needed to turn their protagonist around. During his spiral of rebellion, Atreus shapeshifts into a mirror reflection of Kratos, reflecting back the truth that this world of misery has been the foundation that Kratos has built his life upon. And so by saving Atreus from following in his footsteps, Kratos really saves himself.
Boy?
I'm here!
Here for the first time in the story, Atreus isn't rebuked for falling short of Kratos, but for becoming too much like him.
You will listen to me and not speak a word. I am your father, and you, boy, are not yourself. You are too quick to temper. You are rash, insubordinate, and out of control. This will not stand. You will honor your mother and abandon this path you have chosen. It is not.
I think that's the Helheim door thing, right? I'm pretty sure I've seen that in one of the doors. Oh, sorry.
And out of control. This will not stand.
I never noticed that.
You will honor your mother and abandon this.
But then again, I don't really pay attention to the armors in the game.
It is not too late.
But we're gods. We can do whatever we want.
Turn away, boy.
It wasn't me. I couldn't have done that.
Do not dwell on those thoughts. Not here.
Sure enough, before the end, both protagonists do arrive at a place of transformation, becoming a father and son team built on honesty and encouragement.
We may argue. Me and Father, you and Freya, Brock and Sindri. But when we all work together, we do make a good team.
David Jaffe hated that part of the game. He's like, oh, why did it turn into a Saturday morning cartoon with the moral of the story is this? Well, Iman shared a tweet. Wonderful when it shows up. Oh yeah, people have taken the line from the latest God of War documentary thing as Mimir is only the self-proclaimed smartest man alive. I didn't really gave too much thought about that. That's kind of how I always saw Mimir. He's just in the mythology. Yeah, he's the smartest being of all time. But this one is more grounded. He's just a guy that came from another place and he's seen a lot, and it makes him really smart. But he has gotten into trouble. Like he doesn't have foresight or anything like that. At least that we know of. We don't. I mean, Bruno calls him the self-proclaimed now, so that we know for a fact he doesn't have that. Kuba, please look at your DMs. I sent you something important about Greece. When and where? What DMs? Twitter or Discord? Discord, I honestly don't check it that much. But let me read this comment and then I'll get back to it. If Kratos is to return to Greece, I think it would be through his death, foretold in 2018. Then he must return to Norse mythos and see what Atreus has done in his absence. Could also get a new weapon. Oh my god, I always love talking about my next upcoming videos. my next video kind of deals with that idea of like, could Atreus be absent for part of the game? And like the whole time dilation thing has to play a role in it, right? And if Atreus ends up going to Asgard, I wonder if we'll see him, the next time we see him, he's going to be a grown-up because time passes faster in Asgard or something, right? That would be cool if we get to see that. I don't know if it'll happen, though, but Camby says Discord. What's your name on Discord? Is it Camby as well?
And that's Tyr's test. That's why we're going to make it to Jotunheim.
Do you hear that, brother? Lad's found his equilibrium.
What's that mean?
He means you speak wisely, Atreus. And that is good to hear.
I won't let you hurt him.
No, boy.
Fine.
Stop! No! No! Atreus!
What is this?
Which all finally leads to this moment where everything they've learned is put to the test as they face Baldur after he becomes mortal once more.
This path you walk, vengeance. You will find no peace. I know.
What? No, Father!
Here at the end, we see that Baldur has always been the embodiment of all three themes at once. A victim of a parent trying to control fate, who is now a force committed to continuing the cycle of destruction.
Why do you even care? You could have walked away.
The cycle ends here. You must be better than this.
I love that moment. Snow.
Just like the Eddas, God of War is a story full of knots and tangles. But ultimately, the writers used their reinvented mythology as support beams for the main story, which is, ironically, Or perhaps not. A story all about the one thing the Norse cosmos consider impossible.
You were just an animal.
Change.
Passing on your cruelty and rage, you will never change.
And you do not know me.
What are you doing?
I have nothing more to hide.
But where there's change, Loki is never far away. True enough, God of War's greatest twist isn't that Loki was never present,
I killed my father.
but that he never really left.
That was your father in hell. Is this what it is to be a god? Is this how it always ends? Sons killing their mothers? Their fathers?
No. We will be the gods we choose to be. Not those who have been. Who I was is not who you'll be. We must be better.
In the end, God of War demonstrates that it doesn't matter how broken or damaged your history might be, whether it's full of contradictions or destructive patterns. It's never too late to reinvent the story.
Damn, what a good video, man. It's only the second time I've watched it, but it felt like I had not seen it before. It's such a good video. Alright, and because of that, because it's such a good video, I want you all to follow me on this, okay? Go to my pinned comment here, okay? Click on the link, okay? And just give the guy a like, okay? Just do it. Just do it. I thought I did. I feel really embarrassed now. Just go and like the video, okay? Let's see if we can get it back into the algorithm. That'd be sick. Look at all my power. Bringing back a video from death. I honestly don't know how many views he's getting. But yeah, go and do that. Like, that's the least we can do. And if you guys want, just leave a comment. Tell him, hey, Captain Kuba sent you. You're awesome. He says you're awesome. Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, Primordial Scorpion, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. Clap. Yeah, let's clap. There we go. Clap. I had this idea now while watching this, and I think it's kind of stupid but kind of fun at the same time. I was thinking that months after Ragnarok comes out, I was gonna live stream. I was gonna do like a watch party thing of the Gods of Egypt, the movie. I heard it's really bad. I think I tried watching it once, but I couldn't finish it. And I'm like, the title of the video is gonna, let's do some research on Egyptian mythology. Let's all watch the Egyptian Gods of Egypt's movie. Like that'd be fun, I think. But not even liked. I want to say that YouTube maybe refreshes likes because I thought I did. But maybe it's like a bad habit of me, like, oh, I like the video, and I sit through, I give them all the watch time, but I just forget to like at the end, right? Dakota, welcome to the Spartan Soldiers, man. I appreciate the support. I edited that video? I don't know if you did. I think you're just trolling. This is really good. Thanks, man. I'm glad you guys liked the discussion. You liked the video. On behalf of the guy, thank you. Kuba, did you get the file I sent you? The one about the mythology? Wait. Oh, yeah, I think I did. I just haven't really checked that email yet. It was about, like, obscure lore and things. I made it into a little file. I'll be honest with you, man. I only got, like, the main ones. What is it? Obscure lore? I have it here somewhere. Obscure God of War lore. I only got a few screens because, I'll be honest, I love the God of War fandom, but I hate power scaling things. It just gets so ridiculous, man. It's just all... he lifted the temple, but he struggled with Hercules. Therefore, like, guys, relax, okay? Just don't look at these things too closely, guys. So I only got, like, the cool ones, like the... I thought it was cool how that Ares apparently was born after the Great War. Where is it? Yeah, the God of War is born. I never knew that until I started doing the research for the recap video that got canceled. But because we have seen like concept art of Ares fighting in the Great War, but it's just cool how these things just change. I got a few of them: Mount Olympus height, Nyx. What is it? These are honestly just cool video ideas. But I'm too busy with the God of War, Ragnarok right now, just making all of that content stuff. Again, I still have 2 videos left. I have not become a reaction channel. I'm not that lazy. It's just that I've had to scrap a lot of videos, and there's a lot in my life right now. But yeah, the file with all the mythology and God of War books. Hotmail. I think I gave you my Hotmail one. Yeah, you sent it here. Plus killing Ascension. The Ascension intro. That's really cool, man. I'll be honest, I know I told you to send the email, but then I forgot you had sent it. I saw it, and oh, I'll read it tomorrow, and then I completely forgot. What is the other one? Is it the same one? What is this? Oh, these are all the Matt Sophos thing. Yeah, I mean, some of these images are in the ones I downloaded, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Thanks again, man. I'll check him out as I need them. I'll actually, like, archive them later so I don't forget. But yeah, this was fun. Kuba, why did you just see Hub on your desktop? What? Where? Here? Hold on. Here? You guys are vigilant. See if you find some porn on my computer. You're not gonna find it. You're not gonna find it, buddy. Alright. It's a file with 12 books. But 12 books about... I'll read them later, okay? See, now he's ignoring... I didn't even know you were commenting. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. Where? Hey, where's my race, Cuba? I fixed the Discord. Now I like 12 members. Wait, like 12 members are in because I'm so amazing. Where's that race, boss? Okay, the race will come in the form of subscribers if you ever come back to YouTube, okay? You guys go ahead and subscribe to Kanaruhi. Just don't ask her God of War questions. That's the only thing, okay? That's the only thing. She doesn't like God of War that much. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for being such an awesome IT employee who's always fixing things. But yeah, she likes Metal Gear a lot. She hasn't uploaded in a while. Are you thinking of uploading again? Anyway, but yeah, I have space to store it. I'm sure you do. Aphrodite's and Kratos porn. Quick time event, lol. Guys, I'll be honest. I don't even know what I have on my computer anymore. It's just I only go to like this one here, Data D, and this is where I have all of my video stuff. I have pictures. I have PNG images that I use for my videos, so I can just reuse them. Reusable clips. I don't have that many of those. You're getting to see how the sausage is made. God of War games. I have all the games here, the clips at least. Blah 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 blah. So it's just, I'm kind of messy. Patterns. The hell is patterns? Oh, okay. But yeah, there you go. Can't show you too much because Medgar Chronicler's then gonna start copying me. I can't have that happening. Kiva, have you talked about the new characters in the God of War Ragnarok IMDb, like Bygubir and Bela? I think I did when they were initially announced. I have a video on the whole IMDb page. I think some of them have been slowly getting updated. I'll be honest with you guys. Lately I've been feeling overwhelmed with all the content I have to do. I only have like 2 videos left. I'm not good under pressure, and in a way I'm glad I don't have the review copy just yet, because I don't know if I would be able to enjoy the game knowing that I have to make a review later, right? But yeah. How much storage do you have? I don't freaking know. Just whatever it came with the computer, dude. What's the saddest moment you've seen in God of War? The saddest moment. The saddest moment. I think it's honestly the ending of Chains of Olympus. Like him having to leave his daughter behind. I think that's very emotional. But yeah. Show us the homework folder. I don't have a homework folder. Do I have a homework folder? You guys are messing with me. I didn't get this computer when I was in school. And I know you're saying that you have more stuff other than the homework in there. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know how we got to this topic, but I'm not having it anymore. But yeah, that was it. Next Wednesday, again, I'm not sure what I'll be streaming. It's either going to be the Racing Kratos documentary, which feels kind of pointless to watch it because that one I have seen like twice. It has been a while though, but I kind of missed my opportunity to stream that when it got initially shown. So from now on, like I'll probably do it Wednesday, and then next Wednesday I'll be doing the whole organizing of all the clips we've seen from God of War Ragnarok. That should be a fun video because you kind of get to see how I edit my videos. And honestly, maybe you guys can give me some tips like, oh, why don't you use shortcuts? I really don't use any shortcuts because I don't know how to. So maybe you guys will know. I don't know. Fact, we never seen Kratos cry, LMAO. Have we? No, we've never seen him cry. That is true. That is true. But anyway, I'm going to end it here, guys. Thank you so much to all of my members that have been with me, with my channel for quite a while now, and obviously the most recent ones who joined today. Thank you to all of the other members who gifted you guys memberships. I keep forgetting to do that. I promise next stream I'll do it so you guys won't have to spend your money. I'll do it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday on a live stream and maybe a video in between then. I don't know. Until then, remember, go forth in the name of Ragnarok. I always do this now.